cheap Morelia Day Trips. Tzintzuntzan Michoacan. Hi, broadcasting not live from Morelia, Mexico. I'm Bill the Geek. This is the Bill Dallas Lewis channel, and we make videos about the joys of living in Mexico. We're going to take you to a beautiful journey to Tzintzuntzan Michoacan. It's about an hour away from Morelia. First, we're going to tell you how to get there. You got to see that part. Then we're going to walk through the side streets and we're going to show you the beautiful Monastery of San Francisco, built in about 1522. In Tzintzuntzan also are the fabulous pyramids. We're going to do a full video on that in our next videos, the Yakutas. You have to watch the very end of this video because that's when we're going to show you who has the most important job in the city, and it's going to blow you away. First, let's tell you how we got there. First of all, let me give you a big travel tip. The tip is, whenever I take a taxi anywhere, I always have the full address written down on a piece of paper, including the colonia of the location of the street address. A colonia is the neighborhood's name, and every place in Mexico is in a colonia. So this gives the driver a better idea of where the place is. So when I went to the bus station, I had the city Tzintzuntzan written down in big letters on a piece of paper. I showed this piece of paper to the lady behind the counter, and she told me none of the major bus lines go there. She said you'll have to get a bus to Pátzcuaro, and that's about an hour away. Then you'll have to get a taxi or a van. These vans, they call them combis, and you have to get that to the city of Tzintzuntzan. Again, she told me that the bus ride to Pátzcuaro would take about an hour, and then she added that the taxi or combi ride would take about 30 minutes. I bought my ticket to Pátzcuaro, and that's an hour bus ride. It was only 70 pesos or $3.50 US. Briefly, let's talk about the vans I mentioned. They're called combis. You'll see them all over Morelia and all over the small towns, going from town to town to town and within the cities. They're very inexpensive, usually like 10 pesos, and they're just white vans, but you'll see the cities and the locations and towns that they go to on the front window of the van. Combi. So, something else you want to write down on a piece of paper if you make this trip is the city Pátzcuaro. And you want to write that down so that when you're on your way back from Tzintzuntzan, you can show it to the combi driver or to the taxi driver, and you say that I want to go to this place here, Pátzcuaro. When I arrived in Pátzcuaro, I could show them the name of the city that I was going to, which would be Tzintzuntzan. And then they could take me right where I wanted to go. The combi ride or the van ride from Pátzcuaro to Tzintzuntzan cost me 30 pesos, which is like $1.50 US. Now, again, when you leave Tzintzuntzan, on a piece of paper, you want to have the word Pátzcuaro written down, and below that, autobús to Morelia. And this way you can just flag down a combi, and then the combi is going to take you to the place where you can get the bus back to Morelia. Very important to write that down on a piece of paper if your Spanish is no good. Please leave a comment. Tell us what you think. If you like the video, click the like button. If you know someone that wants a really cheap trip from Morelia in a nice place, click the share button. A couple of other words you might want to write down for when you get to Tzintzuntzan is you want to write down the words Yakutas. Yakutas is the name of the pyramids in Tzintzuntzan. And then you can show that to anybody and they can point you out how to get there. And you can just walk there, it's no problem. Also, you want to write down the Monastery of San Francisco down, and anybody in town can just point and tell you how to walk there. Let's visit Tzintzuntzan now. First of all, don't let the spelling of the name freak you out. Just forget about the T's. It's Tzintzuntzan. 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 There you go. Tzintzuntzan is a very quiet place, very clean, and the population is about 12,000 people with an elevation of 2,000 feet. They don't have any major grocery stores. They don't have any OXXOs here, but they have many shops where they have meat market, fish markets, chicken markets, vegetable markets, and lots of arts and crafts. Walking along the main drag, and the main drag is about 15 blocks. There are all kinds of places to get all kinds of great, original, very tasty Mexican food that is extremely affordable. I bet for $400 a month, you could get a fabulous apartment here, and surrounded by mountains and wonderful, friendly people. The main drag is wonderful to walk up and down, grab some things to eat, do a little shopping, but the side streets were just incredible. Very peaceful, happy children on bicycles, very thin streets. You just go on and on and on, and notice you don't see one piece of garbage. And again, this city has been around since about the year 900, and we'll talk about the history of the city once we enter the Monastery of San Francisco. But look at all the little shops. The whole city is like a giant Walmart, but it's all split up and owned by individual families. And I could definitely live here. They have high-speed internet, all the wonderful cable TV, and if you want to have maybe dogs and put them on your roof to protect your home, you can do that also. Right off the main drag, there's a beautiful park, so you can grab some tacos or enchiladas or even some quesadilla asada, go into the park, see the beautiful fountain. You can see the gazebo in the background. The people were very friendly. Maybe you could get an apartment right on the edge of the park. And again, notice you don't see one piece of garbage or piece of paper lying anywhere in the streets. Tzintzuntzan is known for its arts and crafts. All of its hand-woven baskets and hats and shoes, woodwork, and this is I think that this was on like a Tuesday around 11:30 in the morning. I can't imagine what this place must be like when all of the little shops are open on a Saturday or a Sunday. The bargains to be had with wonderful, wonderful artwork. Let's visit the grounds of the Monastery of San Francisco. This is right off of the main drag. You can't miss it. Now, let me say that Tzintzuntzan actually means the place of the hummingbirds, and that's from the Purépecha language, which reflects rich and cultural historical significance. So the Purépecha culture was Tzintzuntzan, and Tzintzuntzan was the capital of the Purépecha culture, and they began in around 900 AD. The monastery was founded in 1533 by the Franciscans, who were among the first missionary to arrive in Mexico. And what they wanted to do is spread Christianity and establish control over the region. The architecture of the monastery reflects a typical style of Franciscan missions in Mexico, and it has elements such as a central courtyard, 2 churches, all built using local materials. They say it's styles that are indigenous, with indigenous elements, as well as a unique architectural blend. It's really beautiful just to walk around and explore the grounds and the churches. We go live every Saturday at 10 a.m. Central Time. Click that subscribe button and you'll get a notification, and you can join us in the fun. Of course, any place you go in Mexico, you have to go into the cathedrals, the churches, whatever you want to call them, just to see the art inside. And this place has 2 churches. They're next door to each other, but the oil artwork was incredible. The lady over there to the left, she's singing into a microphone, whatever. The art is fabulous, and the ceiling work, I imagine back in 1533, if you were just Joe Blow person working on a farm and you came in and saw this place built by the Spaniards, you'd say, wow, I got to be a part of this group. I'm joining up. I'm ready to go. Now, I told you at the beginning of the video I was going to show you the lady who had the most important job in the city, and here she is. I saw her here holding this rope, wondering what was going on, but I looked up at the rope, and let's just have her do her job, and you can watch. I totally enjoyed my visit here. We have a video. Our next video is about the Yacatas pyramids. There will be a link to that as soon as that video goes out in about 24 hours. I strongly suggest this trip. Very peaceful, very enjoyable. It was an eye-opening experience. Thank you so much for joining us today. This was a delightful trip, and it was well worth the time. I think you would enjoy it. We have many more videos to come. Click that subscribe button, and we'll see you in the next video.